Dillian Whyte and Dereck Chisora both weighed in at exactly the same weight, 246 pounds, or 17 stone 8 pounds in English money. Now, if we look at the first fight, for that one, Dillian Whyte weighed 246 as well. So he's exactly the same as he was in the first fight. Dereck Chisora, however, weighed 250 for the first fight. So he's 4 pounds lighter second time around. Now, if you look at Chisora's physique, he looks in significantly better condition than he did first time around. So you have to imagine that he's gained muscle and lost fat, because last time out, he was carrying a lot more body fat than he appears to be carrying here. So Chisora looks in aesthetically good shape, but he's nowhere near the lightest he's ever been. 246 for Chisora, if we have a look at his last few fights. 249 against Takam, so, not too far off that. He was pretty high for several fights here. Then he was 241 against Pulev, so he was lighter against Pulev than he is for this Dillian Whyte rematch. We go back to the second Fury fight, he was 241 again. Then he had this period where he was really light. This was after the knockout loss to David Haye. And after beating Avila in his first comeback, he dropped a load of weight and he was very, very light. But yeah, it's a good weight for Dereck Chisora. It's lighter than normal, but it's not exceptionally light for him. We'll see how much of a difference it makes in the ring in terms of cardiovascular. Can he work at a higher tempo? Can he put the rounds in? Are we going to see him not languish on the ropes and give away rounds or portions of rounds like he did in the first fight? We'll find out tomorrow. And as for Dillian Whyte, he's a hell of a lot lighter than he was against Joseph Parker. And Dillian Whyte did promise this. He said he'd be a lot lighter than he was for the Parker fight. And he is, in fact, 12 pounds lighter than he was in his last fight against Joseph Parker. That's a lot of weight, people. That is a lot of weight. Dillian Whyte says that he was actually carrying some type of injury in the Parker training camp, which is why he weighed so much. That was a career heaviest, actually, for Dillian Whyte at 258. No, sorry, it wasn't a career heaviest. It was a career second heaviest. His career heaviest was against Malcolm Tan, where he weighed 260. So career second heaviest for Dillian Whyte. But yeah, he said it was because he had some type of injury. And you tend to believe him, don't you, given the fact that he's come in 12 pounds lighter for this fight. So if it weren't an injury, then he's, for some reason, training a hell of a lot harder this time around to be coming in so much. And not only is he lighter for this fight than he was against Joseph Parker, this is actually the lightest Dillian Whyte has been since the first Dereck Chisora fight. So maybe that says something about how seriously Dillian Whyte takes Dereck Chisora. So yeah, let me know what you think about the weights here, people. Both guys weighing 246. Is it the best weight for them both? Would you have liked to have seen them lighter? Would you have liked to have seen either one of them heavier? Let me know what you think in the comments section. Now, I said in my last video about this fight when I was reviewing Fight Week, the press conference and the open workout, etc. I said that I'm picking Dillian Whyte to win. And having seen them both at the weigh-in, I'm a little more confident now in my prediction. Don't get it twisted. I still would not be shocked if Dereck Chisora got it, given how close the first fight was. Styles make fights. But I'm starting to edge towards the suspicion that Dereck Chisora hasn't really changed much. Yeah, he might look aesthetically better and he might be able to apply a bit more pressure. But from a technical point of view, is he going to show Dillian Whyte anything that Whyte hasn't seen before? In all those years sparring with Chisora? Is he going to show anything that Dillian Whyte isn't prepared for? Dillian Whyte's been in tough fights, 12 rounders, hard slugs. Is Dereck Chisora going to bring anything to the table that Dillian Whyte can't handle? Maybe. But if you're asking for my prediction, and I've given it to you already, I'm erring on the side of Dillian Whyte being able to handle whatever Dereck Chisora brings. I do think Chisora is going to bring more smoke than he did last time around. I think he will be fitter, but I think Dillian will have the answer for it. I'm not saying it's going to be easy. I'm definitely not saying that. It would be foolish to say that given how tough the first fight was and how close and competitive it was. I think it's going to be tough this time around as well. But yeah, I just give Dillian the edge. I think he's going to take it. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. Will it be as good as the last fight? That's another question that is on my mind. Regardless of who wins, whether it's Dillian who wins or Dereck, will it be as entertaining as the first outing? Now, historically, if you think of rematches in the modern age or way back in the days, it's hit and miss, really. It's not like with movies. You know, with movies, the sequel is almost never as good as the first movie. But with boxing matches, sometimes the sequel can be a hell of a lot better than the first movie. You know, but there are some examples of fights where the rematch did not live up to the first fight. Several examples. Historically, you could look at Chris Eubank against Nigel Benn. The rematch was a disappointment. Both guys were kind of wily and seasoned by the time they fought the rematch, and it just didn't catch fire the way the first fight did. You could also look at Evander Holyfield versus Riddick Bowe. The second fight was still an excellent fight, but it wasn't as good as the first fight. In the modern day, what second fights can we think about? Off the top of my head, I'm struggling right now to think of rematches in the modern day off the top of my head. Well, you could say Canelo Golovkin. I would say Canelo Golovkin 2 was better, wasn't it, than the first fight? For me, it was. So, you know, rematches can go one way or the other. Let me know what you think is going to happen with this rematch. Will it be better than the first fight, or will it not quite live up to the intensity of the first outing? And do you think it's going to be a stoppage this time? I'm going to actually cross over here to my channel page. Under the community tab, you see here the vote that I put up a couple of hours ago. 41% of you are picking Dillian Whyte by KO, 29% Chisora by KO, 23% Whyte on points, 4% Chisora on points, 3% technical or draw or technical decision. That's interesting that so many people are picking a knockout in this fight, isn't it? So the overwhelming majority of people, 70%, believe that this fight is going to end in a knockout, either one way or the other. Very interesting. Only 27% think it's going to go to points. 3% technical, draw or technical decision. So yeah, what is it that's making you guys think that this fight is going to end in a knockout one way or the other? Is it because of what Eddie Hearn has said? Is it because of the power that both guys showed in their last fight? Because Dillian Whyte dropped Joseph Parker, a man who's never been down before. Reportedly not even as an amateur or in sparring. And Dereck Chisora cleaned out Carlos Takam. Is that why they're coming off fights where they've displayed punch and power? Or is it, as I say, what Eddie Hearn has been saying, is it, I don't know. Tell me what it is. Drop your comments in the comment section below, people. It's happening, I'm out. Join me on Patreon. I upload a minimum of 2 podcasts every single week, covering a wide variety of controversial topics, as well as live stream Q&A sessions. Take a look on screen right now at some of the podcasts I've produced so far. For just $3 a month, the equivalent of about £2 a month, you get access to all my new podcasts and my entire back catalogue of past podcasts, including my popular Confessions of a Nightclub Bouncer series. You can listen on your computer or on your smartphone or tablet by downloading the Patreon app from the Google Play Store or the App Store for free. The Patreon app also allows you to download each podcast in MP3. For less than the price of a cup of coffee, you get access to dozens of hours of exclusive content. It's easy to sign up, there's no contract, and you can cancel at any time. So come and join our community of free and critical thinkers by signing up with me here on Patreon today.